We had a major winter storm come our way this weekend. It had a couple of different types of precipitation. There was a period on Saturday night of actual snowfall, and there are freezing temps that have continued into this week. Who better to break it all down than Taylor Stephenson in the studio? Go ahead and show the wrist piece, Taylor. I saw you checking on
me
the...
checking
Go
my...
ahead and show off.
My Apple Watch. You're making it seem like it's a Rolex. This is not worth a Rolex. It's probably like 100th of a Rolex.
No, that's a modern Rolex right there. It's the new kind. What's going on with you, Taylor? How are you?
I'm okay. It was a busy weekend here in Hampton Roads. We were tracking all of that winter weather, and now we're looking ahead to just a very chilly week and the potential maybe even for some more winter weather later on this week if a nor'easter forms and heads around our coastline. A lot to really determine with that one, so I'm going to hold off on sharing a lot of details with that since details will become more refined as we get into the next few days. But I do want to talk about the brutally cold temperatures that we're issuing a weather impact alert for your Monday night into your Tuesday morning. Here's what I'm tracking. It's cold now with decreasing clouds throughout the afternoon, but tonight it is going to be frigid, bitter cold, and blustery. What that means is that not only is it cold, but it's also very windy. Wind gusts can be as high as about 30 miles per hour tonight and up to 25 miles per hour tomorrow. You pair that with cold temperatures, we're talking a chilly, chilly night. And then, again, like I said, we have the potential for maybe a nor'easter. The models keep going back and forth on whether it wants to even form the nor'easter at all. So let's give you a little bit of a look ahead on our 7-day forecast, what we're thinking so far. What we do know is it will be a cold weekend because now, through the weekend, temperatures will struggle to make it above freezing. So the cold air will be there. It's just, will we have the moisture and will we have the system that heads off just offshore of the Outer Banks in Virginia Beach? And any wobbles in that track, if this system does form, could give us a wide range of solutions when it comes to whether we see snow or we don't. So here's a look at what we're seeing now. Satellite and radar for us is showing very thick cloud cover, but you can kind of see this clearing, and I'll point it out using my cursor. The clearing of clouds here inland Virginia and inland North Carolina, and we're here in Hampton Roads in northeastern North Carolina where the clouds are starting to slide to the south and east. We did have a couple of areas with some flurries, and Naya kind of ran into the studio during the noon show and was like, "Hey, is it snowing outside?" And I was like, I don't know if she was talking about the package or she was talking about the forecast.
You know what I like to call that? A meteorologist Nia Campbell moment right there. She said, let me do a little bit of forecasting and go let everybody know what's going on.
We call that honorary forecaster.
Honorary forecaster.
Yeah. Honorary forecaster Nia Campbell came in and was like, is it snowing? And she was absolutely right. It was snowing for a little bit, but we just had a couple flurries. Didn't produce any type of accumulation. We could have a few flurries later on today, but again, no accumulation expected. So through the afternoon, it's going to be chilly. It's going to be windy. Temperatures at best in the mid-30s, hovering right around freezing. Peninsulas, you'll still be in the upper 20s and lower 30s. So all the ice that we saw this morning from daybreak most likely either will slightly melt or stay frozen, but anything that melts today will refreeze tonight as temperatures continue to plummet. We get into around 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and temperatures continue to fall, upper 20s for most of the south side, some lower 30s still hanging on in places closest to the water. Around the Outer Banks, northeastern North Carolina, most areas in the lower 30s, places inland in the mid-20s, and then around the peninsulas, we could see some of those lower 20s across our area. So, as we head throughout the night, we can see some of that cold air starting to really seep in. Cold weather advisories, that is what I really am honing in on, that weather impact alert for a cold weather advisory, 9 p.m. tonight to 10 a.m. on Tuesday. And we are talking wind chills, 10 degrees or colder for all the areas you see in blue. Very, very chilly. And we had a cold weather advisory Saturday morning before all that winter weather came, and there were wind chills that were below zero in our area. And that is another, yet again, a possibility. So I'm taking a snapshot of some of the coldest air that we'll see throughout the course of that really cold air mass that moves in overnight with the gusty winds up to about 30 miles per hour. And you can see wind chills are anywhere from around -1 in places like Williamsburg, 1 in Franklin, -2 in Gloucester, and then for most of the area hovering above 0, but that's not really the best scenario, right? I mean,
it's sad when that's the encouraging one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's encouraging to say yes, above 0.
Right.
But I mean, even if you have to travel to Richmond tomorrow, feeling like -4 around the morning commute. So very, very cold. And in these temperatures, you have a likelihood of seeing frostbite, even the potential for hypothermia if you are not properly dressed. That means that you need to wear the coat, you need to have the gloves, you need to have the scarf. And as a Southerner, I'm not just telling you, I'm telling myself, okay? Because I have a tendency to walk out the door and be like, I forgot my gloves, and I will regret it tomorrow if I do not layer up, and you will too. But again, we want to make sure that in any type of weather, because cold weather can also be severe weather, right? And so we want to make sure that you are protecting yourself and your body. And also remember to protect your people. If you have vulnerable people who you live next door to, or you have kids, making sure that they are properly dressed, or checking on your neighbors who may be more vulnerable, asking if they have heat, maybe giving some suggestions for those if you have houseless or homeless people who live near you, to give them suggestions of some warming shelters. There are many across Hampton Roads. Number 2, your pets. They are animals too, and they feel the cold weather too. So make sure that they also are indoors and in some type of warm environment. Number 3, if you have plants that are easily removable from the outdoors, potted plants that may be susceptible to colder temperatures, bring those inside. And this is one of those times, if you have some older pipes, you may want to drip just a little bit of water, but it is going to be a very cold night for us here in Hampton Roads in northeastern North Carolina. Again, cold night into a very cold morning. This is walking out the door for most people heading into work around 7 a.m. So I'm going to actually go through a timeline of these temperatures so you can get not just a snapshot, but also a look at tonight and into the day tomorrow. So I'm going to pull up our Futurecast wind chills here. And as I pull that up, do y'all have any other questions as I do that?
I would say, first of all, just to speak to how cold it's going to be, you guys have the graphic of Old Man Winter here.
Yes.
And he's got crazy eyes right now, which makes a ton of sense because they are making it cold out there. I would also like to address all of the warm weather lovers like myself. Listen, it's okay. Just hold on. Before you know it, it's going to be St. Patrick's Day, and then it's going to be April, and we're not going to have to worry about this. But for now, just hold on. And then third, for you, Taylor, you mentioned pets, you mentioned plants. I'm wondering, not as much precipitation, but these extreme cold temps, do people need to do anything in particular with their vehicles?
Oh, good question. Just in the morning, make sure to give your car just an extra few minutes to kind of warm up and get going. You don't want to run into any car issues. If you do see a tire light, a lot of times that is just a cold air compressing the air within your tire.
Yeah.
So if you want to maybe tonight try to, go to a gas station, get some free air, fill it up just to, those nice levels, you can, but don't overfill them, because what your tire air will do once you're rolling on the roads, that friction actually creates heat, and that heat will help to warm up the air inside of that tire. Let's talk about the future feels like temperatures here across the area. And I'm going to take it from tonight into tomorrow, because our cold weather advisory is from 9 p.m. tonight until early tomorrow morning. So Futurecast feels like temperatures will be coldest to the north and west. And you can see that in Richmond, those pink colors showing some very cold temperatures, but still, even in the white areas, still very, very cold. That's 10 to 10:30 tonight, where around the coast, we'll feel more like the teens. Inland, already single digits. We take it to late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I'll stop at around 1:30. And that's when you start to see those feels like temperatures below 0. -1 for the Futurecast feels like temperature in West Point and Tappahannock. But it's starting to seep into the main parts of Hampton Roads. Newport News, you start to feel about 5 to 6 degrees by 4 a.m. Virginia Beach down to 10 degrees. We get to areas around Norfolk and Chesapeake, 5 to 10 degrees. Franklin, 1 degree tomorrow morning. And then again, the further east you are, the warmer those temperatures will be, but again, warmer relatively because, again, temperatures will still area-wide be 10 degrees or below for feels-like temperatures, where the actual air temperature overnight will be in the teens and 20s, but you add on the fact that we have wind gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour, that wind just makes it feel so much chillier. So a very chilly night for us and a chilly morning as well. And then as we head into the day tomorrow, I want to give you a look at what to expect tomorrow. Temperatures will still only feel like the mid-20s during the afternoon, but highs will be mainly a degree or two above freezing. We'll start off in the teens, make it to the lower to middle 30s. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. That's good news. So that will help for a little bit of melting. And then we get into the rest of the week and temperatures just remain cold. We are talking temperatures in the 30s across the area, even heading into the weekend as well, where we may have a few opportunities for some snow, but we will stay mainly dry from tomorrow through the end of the work week, but you can see temperatures dipping down to the lower 30s.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. This is Thursday and Friday, just barely staying over 30. And then, of course, we see Saturday and Sunday. We know that you guys are still working on a forecast. You are still observing models. You're still figuring out exactly what to expect. But we do see snow possible Saturday night and into Sunday. Is there anything else you can tell us about this upcoming weekend? I know you said you guys are still being patient.
That's about it, honestly. It all depends on if the system forms, and that's the main thing. If the system forms, we'll have more information, but I'm going to leave that for the nighttime crew today to kind of decipher. It may take us a couple days to issue that weather impact alert because the models keep going back and forth.
Okay, and then anything about this weekend that stood out to you that you want to touch on?
Not really at all. Just the fact that it's just going to remain cold. I mean, every single day for the next 5 to 7 is going to be near or just slightly above freezing. We should be somewhere around 51 degrees this time of year. So every single day, 15 to 20 degrees colder than normal.
Okay. Nia Campbell, any questions for Taylor?
No questions.
Okay. Taylor, you're the best. Thank you for taking a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, of course.
Hour 87 of your forecasting for just the last 3 days here on Live Impact News. We really appreciate it. We'll see you later in the week.
Sounds good. See you later.
All right. Thanks, Taylor.